Kia ora and welcome to the second video on negative powers. This one's based on Theta 1802 again, but doing slightly harder problems with negative numbers and fractions. Okay, so have a go at those first and then come back and watch the video. What we're going to do here is keep the negative 1 times the 2 together because they're in brackets. So it will be 1 over negative 2 to the power of 3, which is 1 over negative 8, which we write as negative 1/8. The next one is very similar. It will be 1 over negative 4 in brackets cubed, and that's just following on from my definition of negative powers covered in the last video. So that equals 1 over negative 64, which is negative 1 over 64. Now the last one is different, and that's because there aren't any brackets. So if you think about bed mass, what we do first now, because we don't have any brackets, is the exponents part. So we're going to take the 4 and do 4 to the power of negative 3, and then we're going to do the multiplication, which is what our negative sign really is. So this equals negative 1 over 4 cubed. Okay, so that is equal to negative 1 over 64. So that works out to be exactly the same thing, but the steps we use in our brain to get there are a little bit different. Okay, on to the next ones with some fractions in them. Okay, so now we're working with fractions to the power of a negative number. And we can again start off by applying our definition. So this is 1 over 3/4 to the power of 3. But we know that 1 over 3/4 is equal to 4/3, right? That's how reciprocals work. So 1 divided by 3/4 is equal to 4 over 3. So what we've got here is simply 4 over 3 to the power of 3. And that gives me 64 over 27. So in these next examples, I'm going to start going from here to here directly. I'm going to skip out that middle step. So this one is going to be 5 over negative 2, and I'll leave it like that, squared. So that equals, let's just get rid of this here. In fact, we might even erase it. There we go, that's better. More space. So what have I got here? I've got 25 divided by negative 2 squared is positive 4. Next one is very similar. It's going to be 2/5 to the power of 4, which is 2 to the power of 4, 16, divided by 5 to the power of 4, which works out to be 625. Okay, got 3 left on the next slide. Right, so let's practice writing these with negative powers. First one, well, we can put an invisible 1 in here. So the first one is 4y to the negative 1. The next one is equal to, we can think of it as negative 7 times 1 over c squared, right, which is just negative 7c to the power of negative 2. This last one is equal to negative 1/7 times 1 over c to the power of 5. That makes it easy to see that it's negative 1/7 times c to the negative 5. The other way that we could write that one is negative c to the negative 5 over 7. We're more likely, though, to see it written out like that in most contexts. Alright, hope that helped. Go ahead and do the rest of Theta 1802, and that should be pretty easy now.